If you were able to swap venues with any NFL stadium, which one would it be?
His whole thing is Philadelphia Eagles.
I assumed that was going to be the answer.
Yeah, of course.
His Randall Cunningham lower back tattoo is, the likeness is uncanny.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely uncanny.
It's all Randall back there.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about your soccer team. Why did you want to purchase a soccer team?
Well, first of all, we call it football.
Okay.
No.
Very important to call it football. I guess we can call it soccer here.
We can call it soccer here, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to yell at us.
It's the biggest sport in the world. That system, the English system, is just fascinating insofar as you can move your way up the different leagues, where in American sports that just doesn't exist.
When you're entering into this sport at this level, there's so much to lose, and there's also so much to win. There's so much blue sky in front of you as well. So I find that really, really interesting, the storytelling there. I mean, the system is set up where it's kind of terrible for owners because your whole club can be relegated to a lower league should you finish last or second to last, but you can also be promoted to the next league and all the rewards that come with that as well. And you continue to be promoted until perhaps possibly the Premier League. It's pretty exciting.
So now that you've had a taste of both, do you think UK football fans or American football fans have a better fan base?
Wow, I think they're very similar. I think they're very, very similar. And our hope is to indoctrinate a lot more Americans into soccer. And there's already such a massive movement that's been really happening over the last 25 years. And soccer is really big already in the US, but we want to kind of bring some of the European football, specifically Wrexham, to the rest of the States.
It seems like the community in Wrexham has really embraced both of you. How have the players responded to your new leadership?
Well, we're very close with the players. I mean, we speak to the players. We, text with the players. We, and we're very close to the community. I mean, it's always been, they've always been inextricably linked. I mean, especially a club at this level, for a town like this, third oldest professional football club on earth, oldest international stadium on earth. They have lived and died by this club for so long, so much longer than you can even imagine, over 150 years. So, really understanding that you can't really grow the club unless you're growing the community. You can't really grow the community unless you're growing the club. So they're very linked, and we've been respectful of that, I think, since day one, or certainly given our best efforts to be as respectful as possible.
Very early on, I asked a few of my friends who are professional athletes, specifically Jason Kelsey, who plays for the Eagles, and Chase Utley, who played for the Phillies.
No, you're an Eagles fan.
Big Eagles fan, and huge Phillies fan as well. And I asked them, when you were playing, and with Jason, who is playing, what kind of relationship did you expect from and with the chairman or the owners? And they said, get as close as possible. Our fear was that you get so close to people and then you have to make these business decisions. The good news is that we don't know anything about football, so it's not really up to us to make personnel decisions. We just hire the people who do. So we actually have the ability to have
breezy, great relationship with everybody at the club. Yeah.
I read that the stadium that they play in seats about 10,500 people. So I'm curious, if you were able to swap venues with any NFL stadium, which one would it be?
Wow.
I mean, his whole thing is Philadelphia Eagles.
I assumed that was going to be the answer.
Yeah, of course.
His Randall Cunningham lower back tattoo is, the likeness is uncanny.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely uncanny.
It's all Randall back there.
Yeah.
What do you hope that people take away when they watch this docuseries?
You said the word hope. I mean, there's so much of it is built around hope, and it's infused with joy. I mean, heartbreak. There's an incredible tension to this kind of storytelling. I mean, sports, I certainly don't have to tell you or Sports Illustrated, the sports is storytelling. I mean, all of it lives and dies with context. So understanding which players are there and how they got there and what it means to them to be there is everything. When I'm watching an NFL game and I'm learning about a player that, came from, unbelievable adversity and overcame all these challenges to become the player that they are now, I mean, that's so much of what draws us to the game. So I think that's true of Wrexham. I don't know, what do you...
Yeah, there's an unfortunate barrier of entry that I think a lot of people have to watching sports or enjoying sports, and any sports fan recognizes that it's not really about the sport itself. It's about the story, and it's about the relationship that you have to the people who you're watching it with and experiencing it with. And I hope that as we present the show, that we open up some of those barriers to people to recognize that this is not only just fandom in general is open to everybody and anybody, whether you think you're into sports or not.
This is hypothetical. If it was possible and you had the option between Messi or Ronaldo, who would you rather have on your team?
Messi.
Why?
I like his size.
I was gonna say the same thing. I mean, do not sleep on Ronaldo.
They're both
obviously.
great. They're both great.
They're both unbelievable athletes, but I think I'd also take Messi. Yeah. Gareth Bale wasn't an option, no?